How does a nation with no natural resources, smaller than the state of California, become an economic titan that reshaped the global landscape? This is the story of the Japanese economic miracle, a journey from total devastation to the very frontier of the future. To understand Japan's power today, we have to go back to its darkest hour, where the seeds of a miracle were first planted. By 1945, Japan was a nation in ash. Nearly a quarter of its national wealth was gone. Its industrial heart had stopped beating. Production had collapsed by 90%. Inflation was rampant. The world saw a defeated nation. Japan saw a blank slate. The recovery began with inclined production. Every resource, coal, steel, and electricity, was channeled into rebuilding industry first. In 1949, MITI was formed. They weren't just bureaucrats, they were the strategic commanders of Japan's industrial rebirth. MITI authorized thousands of technical cooperation contracts, allowing Japan to license advanced Western technology for pennies. As industries rose, so did the cities. A new middle class was born, living in modern apartments and dreaming of the three sacred treasures: the television, the washing machine, and the refrigerator. Consumer demand at home fueled the massive factories that would soon export to the world. The 1964 Olympics signaled Japan's return. The Shinkansen, the world's first high-speed train, proved that Japan was now a leader in engineering. But quantity wasn't enough. Japan sought quality. They invited American expert W. Edwards Deming to teach them a new way to work. They embraced Kaizen, the philosophy of continuous improvement. It shifted the focus from finding errors to preventing them at every step. Every worker became a quality inspector. This total quality control allowed Japanese products to achieve unheard-of levels of reliability. When the 1970s oil shocks hit, the world realized Japan's cars weren't just better built, they were more efficient. The auto miracle had begun. The Toyota production system revolutionized global manufacturing. Just-in-time delivery meant zero waste and maximum flexibility. Visionaries like Soichiro Honda proved that a small workshop could challenge the world's biggest giants through pure engineering grit. In electronics, Japan became synonymous with miniaturization. Companies like Sony made technology personal, portable, and perfect. Sony's Akio Morita understood that the brand was more than a product. It was a promise of a future where technology served human life. Then came the games. Nintendo and Sony didn't just sell consoles, they defined the childhoods of an entire global generation. Behind these giants was the Keiretsu, massive, interlocking networks of companies that acted as a giant economic safety net. The Keiretsu provided stable, long-term capital, allowing Japanese firms to focus on 5-year plans rather than 90-day profit reports. This stability extended to the workers through lifetime employment. Employees offered their total dedication in exchange for total security. The foundation of this workforce was a world-class education system that prioritized mathematics, science, and the value of collective effort. By the late 80s, Japan was at its zenith. It was the world's creditor, buying up landmark properties from New York to Paris. This success caused massive friction. In the US, fear of Japan's dominance led to trade wars and political pressure to rebalance the global economy. The answer was the Plaza Accord. Signed in 1985, it was a deliberate move by the world's major powers to devalue the US dollar. The value of the yen surged, an event known as endaka. Overnight, Japanese exports became incredibly expensive, threatening to derail the miracle. To keep the economy moving, interest rates were slashed. Japan was flooded with cheap money, fueling the greatest speculative bubble in history. Real estate prices went vertical. In 1989, the grounds of the Imperial Palace in Tokyo were worth more than all the land in California combined. The stock market hit heights that seemed impossible. Japan felt invincible, but the foundation of this wealth was built on air. In 1991, the air ran out. The bubble burst. Asset prices collapsed, and the lost decades began. An era of stagnation and deflation. Banks were weighed down by bad loans. Zombie companies were kept alive by debt, preventing new, innovative firms from rising to replace them. But while it lost its lead in consumer gadgets, Japan quietly pivoted. It became the invisible titan of the global supply chain. Today, Japan dominates the world of specialized chemicals and photoresists, the materials that make modern microchips possible. Without Japanese lithography and inspection equipment, the global semiconductor industry would grind to a halt. This is Japan's black box strategy. In materials science, Japan is the leader. From the carbon fiber in modern jets to the glass in your smartphone, Japanese innovation is everywhere. Japan is the world's robotics hub, supplying nearly 40% of the planet's industrial robots. They are the muscles of global industry. In the 2010s, Abenomics tried to break the cycle of stagnation with the 3 arrows of stimulus and reform to jumpstart growth. It aimed to modernize the workforce, bringing more women into leadership roles and making the corporate culture more dynamic and open. Japan also discovered its soft power. Tourism exploded as the world fell in love with Japan's unique blend of tradition and modernity. Japanese cuisine became a global gold standard for quality and health, further cementing the country's premium brand on the world stage. But the greatest challenge remains: a shrinking, super-aging society. Japan has the highest percentage of elderly citizens in the world. With a declining workforce, Japan is forced to innovate. They aren't just using robots for factories, they're using them for life. In elder care, robotics are providing a solution to the labor shortage, helping the elderly maintain independence and dignity. This is Society 5.0, Japan's vision of a human-centric society that uses technology to solve social challenges and ensure sustainability. From vertical farming to smart logistics, Japan is testing the solutions that the rest of the aging world will soon need. Japan is also leading the way in the hydrogen economy, seeking to power a zero-carbon future with clean energy technology. Even in space, Japan's JAXA is a world leader, proving that this small island nation's reach extends far beyond its shores. Today, Japan remains the world's 4th largest economy. Its financial system is a bedrock of global stability in an uncertain world. Japan's true power isn't just its wealth, it's a culture of precision and a deep-seated belief that anything can be improved. As a leader in global trade agreements, Japan is shaping the rules of the 21st century economy, promoting openness and stability. With a focus on green growth and sustainability, Japan is proving that economic power and environmental care can go hand in hand. Japan's story is one of ultimate resilience. It is a nation that has proven time and again that it can reinvent itself for any era. The world looks to Japan not just for its products, but for the lessons it offers on quality, long-term thinking, and social cohesion. This is the power of Japan, a power built on a relentless pursuit of perfection and a vision that looks decades ahead. Because in Japan, the future isn't something that happens, it's something that is meticulously built, one improvement at a time.